about what Encirca is and what he's doing with it.
Well, I appreciate Todd and the group here at Rochelle for inviting me to spend a few minutes with each one of your groups talking a little bit about Encirca services. My name is Justin Welch. I'm the Encirca Service Manager for Illinois, Indiana, and Missouri. So I cover quite a wide geography of environments. If you're not familiar with Encirca services, we deliver management insights to growers in real time in a hopes of increasing productivity, profitability, and a convenience way for you while you're on the farm. You know, we're not going to provide all of the individual solutions for you, but it's those insights for helping you make those decisions on the go as the season changes. It's quite a big task because one of the goals that we have is to be able to feed 2 billion more people in the next 30 years. We're not going to be able to do that by finding a bunch of new farm ground. What we're going to have to do is become more productive with the farmland that we have today. And at Pioneer, we have a rich history of bringing agronomic knowledge to our growers. We celebrated our 50th year anniversary last year on our agronomic services team out of Johnston, Iowa. 50 years of bringing you agronomic knowledge. I see agronomists sitting in the room with us today. And we have 27 that I work with within the business unit in Illinois, Missouri, and Indiana. And that's what our goal is with Encirca. It's not about technology. It's about delivering agronomic solutions to our growers in real time. And when we think about what kind of solutions can we provide that can make real differences for you when it comes to productivity or profitability, the first one we took to task was nitrogen management. Does anybody here have the key to nitrogen management? Do you have that secret sauce on your farm in which makes you successful that maybe your neighbors don't have? You know, we've been working with nitrogen management and trying to figure this out for just about as long as we've been working in agronomy at Pioneer. Anhydrous ammonia was introduced about 50 years ago. That was a step change in yields for us. And since that point, we've said, how do we harness that and make it even more productive? When we look at that old rule of thumb of what we need to do in nitrogen, how many pounds of N per bushel do we need? You went to Purdue. How many pounds per N per bushel do we need?
1.2.
1.2. How long has that number been around?
Forever.
It's older than Methuselah. It's been around a long time, this 1.2. Is it an accurate number? Could be. But is it accurate every year on every field with every hybrid's individual needs? That becomes the challenge that we have because not every field is created the same and not every season is created the same. So at Pioneer, if we were going to deliver a service to growers where we can do a better job of managing nitrogen to increase productivity, there's a couple of things that we had to figure out starting out. Better soils, better weather. Those are the first two things. When we think about soils, soils have a direct effect on nitrogen needs, don't they? If I have sandy soil, is that going to be a difference amount that I need versus a silty clay loam? Absolutely. So what we've done is we collaborated with USDA and the University of Missouri, and we are going to bring you brand new soil maps. It's been 40 years since we've had new soil maps in the country. And we're going to deliver that through Encirca, through our nitrogen management and some of our other offerings that you'll get the opportunity to experience. Real differentiation point. When you get to see those new maps, you're going to see how different they are versus what you've had in the past. Because we're going to take hydrology, water flow, watersheds, elevation. Lots of information is going to go into helping make those more accurate for you. When we think about better weather, there's not a farmer alive that if I'm struggling for what to talk about, we can talk about the weather. That gives me at least 10 minutes with anybody. And one of the things we're going to provide is not only weather of what's happened in the past, but we want to bring you predictive weather of what's happening today, in the next 3 hours, and in the next 10 days. Because those are things that are going to really change how you make decisions moving forward. You look at a crop like this, it's at V8. How fast is that crop growing? Do I have time to wait a week to make a decision on whether I need more nitrogen or not? How imperative would it be that if I could tell you today how many pounds of nitrogen is left in this soil and how many will be left at VT? Which at VT, we still need 40% of our nitrogen needs. So if we can help know that today, can it help trigger a decision to make better yields down the road? We're going to do that better weather by putting live weather stations on your farms. Live weather, you know, when you think about weather at Pioneer, we've been working with weather since 2008. Pioneer.com, what used to be called Growing Point, you could go on there and track each field, how much rain you had every day throughout the season. Did you know that? We didn't do a great job of sharing that story. Well, at Encirca, we're going to make sure and share that story of how do we take that to the next level with live weather information from your farm. What's happened yesterday and what's happening in the next 3 hours. The last 2 nights we've got a lot of rain in Bloomington. It told me 2 hours prior I was going to get a rain and it was going to be heavy at times at a certain time. It was going to rain at a certain time. Have you seen how accurate that is? It's kind of freaky. Within about 5 to 7 minutes, both nights of that rain happening, it hit at my house. I took screenshots of it just because I didn't know if I believed that the timing was that close. It's pretty neat to see that. Does that help you make a decision of should I go to this farm or this farm? If one's getting rain and one is not? Helps drive real-time decisions. Those two things will be very critical in nitrogen management. And that last step that's going to make Encirca different is it's about you and I working together. You providing us what your plan is in advance and us assessing what that probability of success can look like. Looking at your actual farms, looking at 50 years of weather data on that farm and saying, if you do this plan, can we get to the level of success we're looking at? That becomes a major differentiator for us. So we have live people face-to-face with you, sitting down, helping make those decisions. And we think if we can do that for you, we're going to do what we've set out to achieve. More productivity for you on your farm, more profitability for you on your farm, make it in a convenience way so that every farmer can use it. Anybody got a flip phone? Last group we have one guy with a flip phone. Even if you have a flip phone, you can get our alerts on weather and in nitrogen. So no matter what your level of technology is on your farm, we can use our Encirca services to help you become more productive. You know, when we think about why am I at the fungicide trial tent, how does this relate to what I do? Very closely related. When you think about, when they talked about timing for spraying white mold, how critical is it to be there at R1? We have a free app that if you go to the iStore or to the Android marketplace, you can download for free called Encirca View. Encirca View will allow you to go out, take pictures of your soybeans or your corn plants, send it to your agronomist, your Pioneer sales rep, or your DuPont specialist and say, is it time to spray? Live decisions. Now all of a sudden we're making those on the go. You also have the ability to tag each one of your fields with different things that you find. If you walk in 10 fields and you only tag 4 of them for white mold, do you need to invest that many dollars? What do you say, 9 ounces costs how much, Chris?
Approximately 18.
18 bucks. If it's 18 bucks for an application, isn't it good to verify, A, we're getting the timing right and those farms are going to be the most highly priority for me to go spray first? Encirca View can allow you to do that, and it's a free app that anybody can use. You use a crop consultant that may not be Pioneer affiliated. He could log on and use Encirca View to be able to take those notes and send them back to you as well. It's a great way for live communication. Jeff Cole was in my last group. He said that he's got applicators that when they go to a farm, they're taking a note. It becomes part of their application record. It allows them to record wind speeds and what time were they there. They take a picture of the crop condition while they were there, so they can go back in a few months if there's ever issues and revisit what was happening. Because that's one thing that's always eluded us is we plant, we get good planting records, we harvest, we get yield data, but what in the world happened in the middle? We always think, yeah, I walked this field, I remember what that looked like. Probably not. I can't even remember when my wife sends me to the grocery store to get 3 things. How am I going to remember 2 months from now what every field looked like individually? Encirca View will allow you to use that on your farm to help communicate with others. It's a great tool. And like I said, from a biggest challenge standpoint, taking that to that next level of nitrogen management. We have 30,000 acres so far in Illinois and Indiana, Missouri that are using our nitrogen management product. This year we called it a pre-commercial launch. Next year it'll be wide open for everyone to be able to participate, use, and make everybody more successful on your farms. So look for more information from us. If you need information on a weather station on your farm, check with your local Pioneer sales agent, and they can give you more information of how we set you up with those weather alerts on your farm. Thank you very much, and I appreciate being here.
All right, thank you.